Hello artists, so today we are going to be looking at how to draw our villages for our colorful village project. But first, let's learn about abstract folk artist Carla Gerard. The word abstract means her style does not look completely realistic like a photograph, but you can still recognize what it is, like this, houses and a tree in a landscape. Folk artists are usually artists who are trained on their own, meaning they taught themselves how to become the artists they are. We are going to focus on these beautiful houses that Carla has throughout her paintings. So now let's get started. So all we need for this project is a white piece of paper and a Sharpie. If you'd like to use a pencil, you can use a pencil and color over in Sharpie after. First, I'm going to start off by making my house. All I need is a square for my house and a triangle for my roof. This is how we make our 2D houses, so they're flat. I can use a rectangle for my door, and then I'm going to draw a circle for my window up on the roof. So this is one way we can draw our houses. Another way is by drawing, again, a 2D house, a square for the house and a triangle for the roof, but instead we are going to make this 3D. So to make it 3D, we are going to be drawing diagonal lines at the top of the roof where the roof meets the house and at the bottom corner of the house. And then we are just going to add lines to connect the diagonal lines that we have just drawn. And then we can add some details. So again, I'm adding a door, a roof, and then on the side of the house, I can add a window and some patterns to the top of the roof. And maybe a little chimney too. We don't have to just use squares as our house shape. We can use rectangles too. So here I'm using a rectangle and again adding more details like a door and 2 windows and a window on the top of the roof. And again a little chimney. And then we can make our rectangle house 3D, again drawing our diagonal lines and then connecting them. And then I'm going to add some more details like doors and windows. And I'm going to add a door on the side of this house. These houses can look wacky and they don't actually have to make sense. Here I'm using another rectangle shape, but here I have my rectangle long ways. Since this house is super tall, I'm going to add a bunch of windows. Maybe this is an apartment building. Up here I'm going to add another house, but instead of having a triangle roof, I'm going to have a curved roof. This will help to give more variety to the different houses we have in our village. Here I'm drawing a house, but instead of making this a house, I think I'm going to make this a school. So I wrote school on the top of my building, and I'm adding a bunch of different doors for the entrance of my school. And then I'm adding a pattern on top. I'm just drawing some lines to make a checkered pattern on the roof. You can think of the other places that may be in your village. Maybe there's a supermarket, maybe there is a movie theater, maybe a bowling alley. Think about what's in our town. For here, I was going to write bank again on the side of this building, but I didn't have enough room, so I took that as a beautiful oops and I just colored in that area. To continue to add variety to our village, I'm going to add a skyscraper. Skyscrapers are really tall buildings. There's a lot of skyscrapers located in New York City, one being the Empire State Building. So I kind of based this building off of the Empire State Building. Here I'm drawing a mall, and since this is a mall, it's going to have a lot of entrances, so I'm putting doors all around this mall. Here I'm drawing a building, but this building doesn't have a roof, so I'm just going to draw this as if I was drawing a 3D rectangle. And I'm going to make this a food store. I added a small table with chairs for some outdoor dining and a little walkway. If you want to add walkways or stuff outside to some of your buildings or houses, you can do that. To fill up some of this white space, I'm adding a tree over here. You can add small stick figures walking around your village too. And outside the school, I drew a little swing set. Over here, I thought it would be cool to draw the house that I live in. And again, I am not trying to make this realistic, I'm just drawing from my memory. So in the front of my house, there's a staircase and two windows next to the door. And my roof has shingles on it, so I am doing a checker pattern for my roof. And then I'm adding a little stick figure, and that's going to be me and my village. Now, no one said this village had to make sense, right? So I thought it would be cool if I added a Native American longhouse to my village. I'm adding another skyscraper up here, and I made this a 3D skyscraper. Over here, I'm going to draw some crazy shapes and make this a house. So I'm not using a square or a triangle, but I'm adding doors and windows and some decorations to the front. So now we know this is a house. I added a snowman up here since it's winter. Over here, I'm making a house that's completely made out of triangles. So the doors and windows are triangles, and even the bushes in front of the house and chimney are triangles. I was going to make this building a bowling alley, but instead I saw this as a beautiful oops and covered the word bowling with a stripe, and I'm just going to add stripes along this house. If you draw something that you're unhappy with, just think of it as a beautiful oops and keep on going. Think of how we can turn that mistake into something beautiful. I'm going to add an itty bitty house right here just so I can get rid of some of this white area. We want to try to fill our page up with as many buildings and houses as we can. Here, I'm going to draw the pineapple from SpongeBob SquarePants. I thought this would be cool to add to my village because my village doesn't make any sense. It's crazy and has a bunch of stuff in it. And there we go, a finished village drawing. Good luck, artists, and try to be really creative with this one.